Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Kottabos Space Program, where today we are taking a look at another fun mod, this time in the form of the Hangar mod by forum user Alista. Now this mod, a warning for you right now, is very much in beta still, so there are many bugs. And while trying to get this thing to work, I suffered multiple crashes, so if you do download this, back up your saves first. It is definitely a bit buggy, but my word is it fun, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Now, if we head in here to the VAB, this mod basically gives you hangars that you can put either on the surface of planets or up into orbit, where you can then store your various vessels and ships until they're needed, and can even move around crew and resources at will, and it is pretty cool. Now we have the first bit here right under the pods, and this is the spaceport. This is the largest of all of the hangars available in this mod, and my word, is it massive. If we just pop it into the VAB there and zoom all the way out, this baby is cool. But look at that. We can open the gates. It does have a variety of lights that you can change the color on. It comes equipped with 20,000 electrical charge and 2,000 monopropellant, which of course you can always change yourself manually in the latest update, which is always glorious. And you may be thinking to yourselves, what in the crap? This thing is quite cool. Basically, the concept of the hangars mod is you have these various hangars, like this spaceport, and you fly a ship into it, and it will store the ship inside of this thing. And you can store multiple ships inside of a single hangar, provided you have enough space. Thankfully, they didn't make this uber OP and letting you store as many things as you want. There's actually a volume that each hangar can hold within it, as well as a crew count. So if you try and park a ship into here and you don't have any crew capacity left, you cannot park that ship inside the hangar. It will not dock successfully, because parts like this spaceport do also have crew capacity, which, as you can see over here, is quite a lot. It puts a lot of Kerbals into space, or wherever you plop this thing, and my god, it would be very difficult to get this thing into space with how large it is, but it is quite cool. And of course, you can edit the contents in here, so we can actually select vessels and load them inside the hangar before you launch, which this part I actually don't like. I think this is a little bit cheaty. I very much prefer that you launch the hangar first and then park the things inside the hangar yourselves. But if you want to load this thing up with, you know, small little cargo crafts or rovers or whatever it may be, you can do so. Which actually, to show you the volume that you can actually hold, let's load, oh my, one of the crappy little things I made earlier to demonstrate this stuff. So this little Island V2 is a rover I built earlier, and each one of them seems to take up 4.2% of the overall volume of this particular hangar. Now again, this is the largest of all of the hangars. That's why we could hold a lot of these things in here. But yeah, there's small rovers, just a cockpit, some batteries, and I think some science equipment and some wheels, and that's it. And it does include a cost, so if you are doing a career mode, this is all worked into career. These things do have cost. They are also unlocked through the tech tree. The spaceport, for instance, is not unlocked until the very end of the science tech tree. So that's one of the things I'm liking about this. They definitely didn't make this too OP, but like I said, this bit right here of being able to load vessels into here prior to launch, I don't like. And oh, that one was far too large to fit inside the hangar, so we couldn't even load it. But if we just clear all those ships out, close that up, and take a look at some of the other parts. So if we head back here, let's just check this thing out. And the rest of the hangars are over in the utility tab, and we have two varieties that come in two separate sizes each. Now we have right here the ground hangar, which, if we just load that up, is a very, very small hangar. So for instance, if I go to edit contents and load up that same V2, whoop, there we go, we kind of grabbed onto it, load. Oh my, that one doesn't even fit into there. I know the V does. There we go, and that took up 59.2% of the volume. So it's this small hangar definitely does not hold a lot, which is good. And again, so making sure that it isn't very cheaty. Now this has no crew capacity. It is just for storing ships, just straight up vessels. So you can't even do a crewed vessel on the... Actually, I think that may be why that V2 one didn't load in, because the Island V is a robot drone, and the V2 is a manned one. So that may be why it did not fit in here. But let's close that, pop that back in there. Now the second size of this is the habitable ground hangar, that not only is a much, much larger hangar, but also does have crew capacity. Now if we go to look at the crew, it is also a very large crew list, and my god, look at the size of this freaking thing. It is huge. This one is also at the end of the tech tree. Now the just basic hangar we were just looking at is a bit farther down the tree. It's not all the way at the end. But this one's another one of the large ones, and of course can hold a very large amount of volume of crafts. If we close that and pop it back in here. Now the last type that you have is the inline hangar, and this is the type that would be easiest to launch from a rocket, because it is of course, well, a nice sized inline module, which we can open up the gates on that one. Ah, look at it, beautiful. And you could fit... What's cool about ones like this is it would be quite useful for launching satellite networks. You could store multiple small satellites into this thing and then launch them one at a time from a mothership. And so if we go to edit the contents on there, let's see, do we have any? I think there's a satellite somewhere in here. Yeah, the ZMAP satellite kit. I don't... Oh god, I always click behind there. That... Oh my, that one won't fit. And this hangar on the science tech tree is the first one you get. It is small, it is cheap, it does not hold much, not cheaty in the slightest. But if we drop out that one and grab the habitable version of it, this one is the second hangar that you can get a hold of. As, again, it's not humongous, and also does not have near the crew capacity of, say, those the spaceport or the habitable ground hangar. But this baby can still hold quite a bit, and of course is much, much larger. You'd need a much larger rocket to get this baby into space, but nonetheless, you could. And on this one, you could fit a good bit more various ships or satellites or whatever it may be. And of course, this one is crewed, so you can even include a crewed ship inside of this. I actually had an idea earlier if you could load this up with a couple of drop ships to send to Eve or something like that. Might be quite cool. But if we exit the VAB, I've got a couple of these out in the world for you to take a look at. Now the inlines, those go on rockets, and they work exactly the same as the other ones I'm going to be showing you, so I didn't put up any of those. But I did put over on the island base nearby us two different ground hangars, as well as one of my inland V crafts. Let's actually load up that and take a look at it from here, and you'll get a good size difference. Now, it's a pretty small little craft, not that impressive, and well, as you can see in the real world, the size difference between these two hangars, this little rover just fits inside that thing. Fits in it with quite a lot of room on the other one, though. If we zoom out a bit more, just look at the size difference. That thing is... Oh my. You can fit a couple of these inside one of those hangars, but that is actually one of the cool things I like about this thing. One of the fun bits, like I said earlier, you put your ship into one of these hangars, and then you can share resources, etc. So imagine having one or two of these here at this base. You could land a small space plane, and if it would fit inside one of these, just roll it right on in, refuel it, then load it back out, and you'd be good. And now let's actually take a look at the process of doing it. So if we just sort of back ourselves up and head on into the larger one, because I have a rover in there already and it takes up most of the space, so we would not be able to pull or put this one inside there. But you just roll up inside, and it's a bit strange. I am not hitting anything now. I'm not hitting W to move forward. Let's actually just straighten ourselves out at least, so hit D a bit. But it's kind of sucking me in. It only does this on the land hangars, the ground hangars, because I think there's an issue with friction. As I'll demonstrate it here in a moment. When we actually try to leave the hangar, we can move, but very, very slowly. This thing seems to suck you in towards the back, and in a moment here, we should actually dock with it. Oh, we have not docked. Hold on a moment. I think I actually may have it deactivated. Let's switch up to it. And you'll notice here we have the toolbar mod, and we have hangar controls. Ah, yes, the hangar is currently deactivated. So you can see this hangar right now, it has a rover in there, and that takes up 2.3% of the space. So if we activate this hangar, that rover should disappear into it as being successfully docked. So let's activate. Yes, vessel has been docked inside the hangar, and now we're at 4% of used volume. And, well, now that we're here, this is your interface for the various hangars. Now, you can select the hangar from here. I think eventually you'll probably be able to switch between nearby hangars, but for now, this doesn't really do anything. You can highlight your hangar if, for some reason, you can't see it, which is another reason why I think that this will eventually show other nearby hangars, because you'll be able to highlight to see which one's which. And then we can select our ship from here and change crewmen, transfer resources. So on like this Island V that we just docked, if we go to transfer resources, all we can transfer is electrical charge, because that's all it has to it. And we can take electrical charge from this base, which has 20,000 of it, and add it to that particular rover, transfer it, and now that rover has a full electrical charge. You can do the same thing with fuel. If you have a crewed ship, like let's actually do the V2 now. This is a crewed vessel. Go to change crew, and we can load Jebediah into the vessel. So now we have vessel has been crewed by one person, and we can then launch the ship, and there we go. We are inside, and here comes the hard part. Like I said, there seems to be a friction issue. I am holding all the way down on W, and this is how slow we leave the hangar. It's kind of a pain, but it is doable. It's kind of, it's weird, but that's why I think there is some form of a friction issue with these models, because then once we leave the thing, we can haul it. There we go, it's wonderful. And yeah, there we are. We have a different vessel that we have pulled out now with crewmen on board. Now, one of the things about it, if you have a crewed vessel, if you go into here, right now, we'd be fine because we took a crewman out of this hangar. But if that hangar is full of crewmen, you will not be able to dock the ship, and you very well may crash the game. It's one of the bugs that I've found in this so far. It does not like you being able to not dock a vessel. I think that's why that hangar was actually deactivated when we jumped in here. I'm pretty sure that was because I had it crash on me earlier. But if we actually switch over to the little hangar here, now it has this exact same interface, though it has no crew, so we'll turn that off. And of course, well, you can't close the gate that we have on here. Close and open. Now, like any vessel, you can do the various controls from here, turn on our lights, open that gate back up, and launch the vehicle that we have from in here, which is just the Island V, and that takes up 62.9%, which again is why I kind of like this mod, because it's not cheaty. You actually... Oh, I have to activate the hangar. That one was deactivated as well. There we are. Let's launch this one. And we'll probably have the same friction issue. Oh my! I forgot how small this hangar actually is compared to our rover. Oh yeah, there's that friction. We're barely moving out of there, but... Bam! There we go. Now imagine taking one of these little ones to another planet with lots of small robotic rovers. You could fit a couple of them in there, or use it as a support hangar for your rovers on your moon base. It's quite cool. You just park them up in there. You can resupply them with electrical charge or whatever it may be, which is actually probably my favorite part, because for on rovers, you may not want to put on solar panels or anything to keep the size down. This, you let them go, wander around as they please, and then return them to get charged up. It's quite fun. I like it. Let's head back to the Space Center, though, and go to orbit, where I have the spaceport parked up there. And I really enjoy the spaceport because it actually has an internal view. Now, there's the inhabitable hangar and the habitable inline hangar. Oh god, I keep mincing my words with this. But the orbital shipyard, or spaceport rather, is the only one to actually have an interior. So if we actually go to Genuine Kerbin and go to the IVA view, we actually do have an inside, and I really, really do like it. It's a cool little bit here. We're gonna look out over our, there we go. We can look out over our spaceport, and it's quite nice. I do enjoy having this view, and we can see, I believe, 4 of the Kerbals in here. Yes, 4 of them. Oh, what's his view? Is he just... Oh my, I haven't looked at this guy yet. That is cool. That is not my map, though, so that is just a image. That would be awesome if it was our orbital map. But no, we do not have that, unfortunately. That is cool. They got the helmets and everything. Lovely. And like the other hangars, you can select your ship from here, transfer resources, crewmen, whatever it may be. And for instance, this RCS ship that I have in here, it has, of course, monopropellant and electrical charge that we can take away or add to. Now that is interesting. We can only... Oh, that's probably why, because that we can only take as much monopropellant as our ship can actually handle. So that's why we can't go below 81% on that ship. That makes perfect sense. But if we fill her all up, transfer now, and go to launch the vessel, just like before, we have this baby just right on in there. It is in the back, and oh my. Let's... Okay, leave. There we go. Beautiful. Now, I didn't mention this earlier. With the toolbar, when you don't have a hangar, you still do have hangar information. It'll show you the dimensions, the crew capacity, and the volume that you'll take up, so you know how much, roughly, you may take up inside whichever hangar you dock into. So that is cool that we still get the information even when not with one of the hangars. And it is useful because, well, you may not know, or maybe trying to figure out, well, how much volume do I have left in the spaceport before we can't hold any more? Now, of course, we can hold a whole lot. And I actually kind of, I'm going to have a little fun here for a moment. We've got some RCS ports on here. Let's just, oh, yes, let's just absorb this capsule, see if it works. It should, because we do have the hangar activated. So just use our RCS to ease her inside. So you shouldn't have to be controlling the craft you're wanting to dock. You can potentially just control the dock itself. Should, at least. We had it engulf that rover earlier. Oh, it's not active. Okay, activate the hangar. There we go. We just sucked that thing right inside. Ah, that is glorious. I really do like that. It amuses me to no end whenever that thing pops out of existence. But yes, this has been the Hangar mod. Oh, why are my solar panels? Oh my. Oh, there's a graphical glitch. Yeah, like I said, this thing's in beta. It seems to cause not only glitches with this itself, but with a few interactions. It's a little screwy, but worth it, in my opinion. It's just so much fun having these, and you could do so many things being able to store your vessels in these hangars. And thankfully, they added in systems into it so that it's not too horribly cheaty. It requires volume, so you can't just stock it full of an infinite amount of things. You have the crew limit, your resource limit that you can move back and forth between ships. It's quite fun. And like I said, it is integrated into career mode. You can even do crew reports from here, transmit science, all that sort of stuff. And it's fully integrated into the tech tree. It is a very, very enjoyable mod. I've really been liking it quite a bit so far. I can't wait until all the bugs are worked out. So if you do not like dealing with bugs, maybe wait a while till you give this a go. But if you don't mind backing up your save and dealing with the occasional crash, definitely go and give this a try. The links will be in the description as always. And yeah, so I hope you all have enjoyed this episode and that you come back for the next. And yeah, go and give this a try. But until the next episode, thank you for watching, my friends. And as always, have a good one.